kids got the TV louder than that damn Rose toy Ashley Trevino had. Her Rose toy was loud as shit. Speaking of that, it's loud as shit.
Welcome back in, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
What's going
morning,
on?
Dee Dee.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
When she comes back in, you might want to get rid of her. She was your problem before.
Manders?
DJ.
Oh.
I haven't seen her come in yet,
Okay. Aren't
but
you a
she'll
mod? Are you a mod, Fallon?
do what?
Are you a mod? I got a couple of mods in here.
I came in and I was clicking like while I was getting ready for work, but I saw DJ and I wanted to tell you. I sent you a message, but I mean I had just sent it, and then you got a warning. So, good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Fallon.
Good morning.
Hey, Digital, you ready? I got the name for you.
Hold on, no. I'm
Okay,
not.
Mama.
Fallon, I just made you a moderator. If you see them, if you happen to see them come in,
Okay.
let them go.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. I'll be down in the comments.
Okay, thank you,
Y'all have
thank
a
you.
great day. Thank you.
All right, Fallon, have a good day at work.
Bye. You too,
I
guys.
was
Bye.
like, you talking about Manders?
No.
I was going to say, what did I
Really? I
do?
was like, I was sitting in shock for a second. Okay. All right. Yes, I'm ready, ma'am.
All right, guys, here we go. So on YouTube, and they're long watches, but you've got to watch the whole thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's Ashley ASHLEY,
Mm-hmm.
and then the last name is Stevens. It's spelled S as in Sam, TEP as in Paul, HENS as in Sam.
Ashley Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's Kim Rea releases the tapes?
Well, it says Kim Rea Discord.
Discord.
So, and
Okay.
make sure that everybody, when you're putting in Kim Rea, if you're trying to search Kim Rea on YouTube, there's a million different ways people try to spell her last name. It is RAIA.
I got that right.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. I got it right. Ashley Stevens, Kim Rea Discord. Cool. I'm just, one of the things I do love about being able to watch the stuff on YouTube is that I put it on the TV so that I'm not watching something else and miss it. So I put, whenever I watch, Nookie Mickey Mouse fan, there's a few people that, especially if I will go there and see if I've missed any lives, and I put it on the TV, and that way I pay better attention. Raya, no, it's RAIA.
Right. And
RAIA.
those videos. So Kim had a little incident, probably one of her last recordings there, where she nodded out on
Yes.
her live. Yeah, there was a little bit of information given prior to that, but again, it's just a T warning for anybody who that stuff bothers. And a lot of people have their own opinions on her, as do I, and I won't state because I don't have facts, but I do have the facts as far as recorded phone calls. I mean, you can't make that up. She can't fake her voice. Those calls are definitely real, and they were definitely leaked on those YouTubes.
Oh, for fact. And I think, and I've said this about Kim. I feel like Kim jumped on the Lisa train because she had the long term goal and she achieved it of getting everybody to be all about her. She is no different than Lisa. She's a little more savvy than Lisa. She's a little smarter than Lisa, but she's Lisa 2.0.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
this was all a grab, the whole supporting Lisa. And then she figured out, if I can move everybody to the Discord and it be my Discord, then I become in control. And as soon as she got there, and everybody knows because it has been recorded and posted that I said that the first time I got on, I was like, Lisa, please go. You could be the greatest comeback story ever. But Kim, you are just as guilty as she is. You're talking about Kim needs, I mean, Lisa needs to accept accountability. You do too. She wasn't paying attention the first time. So when I got brought up the second time, I was like, I said to you the last time I got up here that you need to accept your accountability, your role. You blocked and muted people who were telling the truth. You prevented people from telling her that she needed to go to rehab, etc. And what did Kim do? She dropped me. And when I came back up and was like, you dropped me? She was like, yeah, and I'll block you the next time. Why? You don't mind people ripping Lisa to shreds, but I say that you need to apologize to all of the things that you did to people, and I gotta go. And then what did she do? She flipped on Lisa, and guess what? Now, every time Kim goes live, there's people in her life. You're so beautiful, Kim. Your hair is so beautiful. You tried to help Lisa. She destroyed Lisa for months. And then it came out, according to Kim, that while she was doing the Discord, she gave Lisa something like 4 grand. And I've been saying for weeks, when did Kim become the darling of awareness? She was the problem.
Yeah, she's definitely an enabler, 100%. But like you said, Digital, she is very, very clever. And,
Very.
the recording of the calls and things like that, she went into it with an intention. Money just brings nothing but greed. It
Fact.
brings nothing but greed. But I'm going to drop down because I got to go to work. But
Okay, honey.
can I say one thing real quick, kind of off the topic?
Of course. I've been
There is
off topic all day.
somebody in this chat who is returning, and I have missed them, and I'm sure everybody else has so much. And I am so glad that you are back, girl. I am happy to see the little ghost on the screen. She really, really was a great mentor for me to get into this community and meet
Ryan?
some, yes, and meet some amazing people. So, Ryan, I want you to know that I love you, and I am so glad you're back, and I'm so glad you're here. We'll catch up soon.
Hi. I'm
All right.
sorry, Ryan. I didn't realize you were gone.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk
You
soon. Let
too.
me know what you think of those videos, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Ryan, I'm glad you're back too, love. I took a well needed. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Even though there was a part of me that almost went live Wednesday morning because the scammers were like, bing, 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 bing. I literally had both my phones and my iPad going. It was craziness. But I'll be honest, I would wake up in time to go live and be like, I don't have to go live. I enjoyed the couple of days of not feeling like I was letting everybody down. Y'all gotta understand, when I don't come live, I feel like I've let you down. And so I take it seriously. It is not my job, but if I told y'all this before and I'm going to say it again. I do not like when people use the race card to try to get away with their bad behavior. And it's what made me speak up. I was in what's her name? Melanie's live one time with Detroit Nike when he was trying to use the race card, and that got me started in terms of actively talking about it. But then it was an Amanda Frank live that made me go live on my own account. But I had started, when I decided that I was going to be a part of it, I decided to separate my personal account from my awareness account. So glad I did that. And I recommend that to everybody. If you want to get serious about um, awareness, I call it raising the consciousness, get a different account. And for multiple reasons. One, it allows you to maintain your privacy. It also allows you to be focused. When I don't want to focus on awareness, I go to that account, and that account's algorithm is not focused on scammers. Now, of course, that account comes across scammers because they're everywhere. It's a new one every day, probably 10 new ones every day. But that algorithm is geared towards the fun, recipes, makeup. Of course, I get a lot of TikTok shop over there, but I'm able to like decompress and actually enjoy TikTok. When I'm in Digital's account, it is one scammer after another, or the lives of people in the awareness community, like all of that. So separate it. I'm telling you, it's hard sometimes. Sometimes I will comment in somebody's live just to know what account I'm on. So it can be a little, because I have multiple, it can be a little confusing, but separate from your personal account. Just trust me on that. If you don't trust nothing else, trust me on that. It'll be easier. Berries still manifest in the label. Oh, by the way, TikTok, in the break that I took just between last live and this one, TikTok allowed me to follow 70 people. That's what I did on the break. It allowed me to follow 70 people, and I am still up to December the 18th. So if you have followed me on December the 18th to today, it's going to take me a while to follow you back. They only allow me to do so many at a time. And then you get the thing, you're following back too soon. Like, if people have been following me since December the 18th, I could see you not letting me do, let's say, the last day or so. But from December the 18th, I can't just follow everybody back. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm not. I follow everybody back. You follow me, I'm following you back. Unless I then figure out that you're like one of those scammer pages, or a lot of people are like, they start off with, I really enjoy your lives, and I'm like, okay, thank you. Well, we're a crew, and if you come with us, we can help you. We'll get you more likes, more. And I literally said to somebody, I'd like to grow my audience naturally. I don't want bots. I don't want a bunch of fake people in here gifting me. Like, that's not what I'm here for. And they were like, well, we could still help you. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. When I feel like I have something to offer that is worth money, maybe I'll consider it, but not right now. For what? Because I don't want to turn into like, all I could think of is, God, they're going to make me turn into Adrielle, where I have to battle every day. Or I have to be on for 4 hours every day, or 5 hours like, no, I am here for a very specific purpose. And I do not want that to get clouded by anybody else's expectations of me. That's why I consider myself an independent when it comes to this awareness community, raising the consciousness. Because I don't want anybody to be able to tell me what I can and cannot do. I am 51 years old. Who gonna tell me what to do and when to do it? No, I don't think so. So y'all could kick rocks. Y'all could stop sending me messages. I'm good. I'm happy with how it is growing. I want it to grow naturally. I want it to grow from the place that I am looking to go and where I've come from. Okay, let's talk about my favorites. It's funny because they unblocked me and I said something and she blocked me immediately. She's like, Digital, you already know all of this. Block. Oh, I didn't bring this up. This was Tracy eating. This was Tracy eating in her car. I captured it. Yes, organically. Right, Ryan. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Manders. I appreciate it. Ma'am, if you know that people are going to tease you and talk about you, why would you do that? Why do you give yourself, or that's not the word I want to use. Why do you put yourself in a position for people to talk negatively about you? Unless you're just using that negativity to say, see how people treat me, give me money. Because I'm not sure if y'all remember, but when she started by asking for her car insurance to get paid. Now, car insurance is expensive. And I could see if you got like a hospital bill, right? So I just had a hospital bill for $110. That is not a part of my normal budget, right? So I can understand like something happens and you need some help. Y'all know what I say. If it's legitimate and you need it and you're not a constant beggar, I don't have any problem with you coming here and asking for help. I don't. The same way, if I feel like you qualify for Medicaid, go get it. Food stamps, go get it. Housing, go get it. So she asked for the insurance and she was asking for $700. And I was like, who has $700 insurance? Like, where do you live? And should you have a car if your insurance is $700? Then I found out that it was $350 for last month and $350 for this month. So I was like, well, what happened? Like, why didn't you pay it last month and why won't you have the money for this month? And when she said I forgot to pay it, red flags started waving high and fast. What you mean? So you mean to tell me that you forgot to pay your insurance bill? What did you do when you saw you had $350 extra in your account? If she had said I had an unexpected bill, it would have made more sense to me, right? I just got to the end of the month and didn't have it. You forgot? So then my next question is, well, what did you do with the $350? Because I know that if I get to the end of the month and I have the extra $350 more than I was expecting, I'm doubling back. Did you pay everything? Did you cover all of your expenses? So red flags right off the bat. And okay, you needed it for last month. Why are you asking for this month too? You work full time. And after doing that for a few days, she realized that wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to stick. But what she did see was a lot of hate related to her weight. There was a lot of body shaming. So people were like, go to the gym. And she was like, you pay for me to go to the gym and put gas in my car and I'll go. And somewhere she clicked, I got to monetize off the fact that I'm fat. So what did she start asking for after that? Was a trampoline from TikTok Shop. And anytime anybody said anything, she would be like, buy me the trampoline off the TikTok Shop and I'll lose weight. And people were like, do you know how hard a trampoline is on your joints? And at her size, her joints have to hurt. Right? She didn't care. She wanted the trampoline. She got the trampoline. Has anybody seen her go live on the trampoline? I've never even seen the trampoline. But I definitely haven't never seen her live on the trampoline. I haven't even seen her step on the trampoline. Forget about jumping up and down. Maybe I might not want to do that. But at least show me the trampoline. Take a picture standing on the trampoline. I ain't seen the trampoline. But what she figured out is she would be bullied for her size, and she would take that bullying and monetize it by making other people feel bad for the way she's being treated. That's why I ask y'all, please don't body shame. Please don't make fun of people. Please don't do, even I know they are frustrating. And I know how much we hate it when they get to their goal. I get it. But all you do is make them sympathetic. For people who may have been her size at one time, or they got teased, you immediately create a kinship with somebody else. So I might not have wanted to give you money. I might have thought, I'm not sending her money. But then when I can connect with how bad other people are making her feel, now even out of just spite, I'm going to send her the $20. And what y'all going to do about it? All y'all people talking bad about her. Now she got the money. Now what? That's why I ask y'all not to do it. So now she simply leans into what everybody's talking about. So now she's asking for Chinese food to get delivered. She's asking for groceries. And people look at her side and be like, yeah, she probably is hungry. Couple that with the hate that she gets. And that girl is sometimes online 2-3 times a day asking for money and getting it. And getting it. If she wasn't getting it, she would stop. All of them. If they weren't continuing to get money, they would stop. But just like Maggie said this morning, I don't care what y'all say, I'm going to get my $25. I might have to come back on in a little while, but I'm going to get it. And she will. So what does she do? She buys herself breakfast and sits in the car and eats it on live. And acknowledges every negative comment that comes. Kim does the same thing. I mean, Lisa does the same thing. They highlight all of the negative comments to make people feel sorry for them. And people in general don't like bullies. And most of us have been bullied at one time or another, so we know what it feels like. Let's take us back to the Maslow's hierarchies of need. Let me see if I can find that photo very quickly, because I'm sure some people weren't here when I talked about it, and y'all know I believe in raising the consciousness. So let me see if I can find it. I try to put everything in one folder, but sometimes stuff don't make it. Wait, what am I doing wrong? Let's see. Do I have it? I might not. I might not have it in here. Hold on. If I don't have it, I'll just talk to it. Anyway, so Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a pyramid that describes basic human needs all the way up to self-actualization is what it's called. But at the very bottom are our needs like food, water, shelter, clothes. It's the basic need we can all understand, which is why people will often ask for things like food, because everybody knows what it feels like to be hungry. Everybody knows. So when you get with someone who says that they're hungry, you can remember what that felt like. And so you immediately have a like symbiotic understanding of what they're going through. If I came on here one day and said, I am so sad. Wait, did I find it? Yep, I did. Okay. Physiological is at the bottom. Water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing. If I came on here and said, I'm sad, would I have to explain that emotion to anybody? I don't think so. Because we've all been sad. Thank you for liking the live, guys. You guys, do me a favor, like the live until you feel the heart's tail and then take a break. Because clearly people have an issue with what we're discussing. That's why we're going left for a second. So we all know what it's like to be thirsty. We all know what it's like to be hungry. We all know what it's like to wish that we were inside, but we're out in the rain for whatever reason. Maybe we're going to school, going to work. We're trying to get from the house to the car, and we know what it's like to get rained on, right? If you live in the north, you know what it's like to be cold in the middle of winter. Because when you had to go to school, you were cold. When you have to go to work, you're cold. Even if it's just from the house to the car, you know what it's like to be cold. You know what it's like to be sleepy, but not be in a position to be able to go to sleep. Those are basic needs that everyone on the planet has. And so if you notice that the most successful beggars on here are the ones who beg for those basic needs because they know you understand. If Lisa came on here and said, I'd like to go stay at the Ritz-Carlton and have dinner at the most expensive restaurant near the Ritz-Carlton, and she'd like to have an SUV pick her up and drop her off and take her around, and she could go shopping on Fifth Avenue, people would laugh in her face. They'd be like, if you want to do that, you better work for it. But if she asks for a hoagie and one cigarette, people can understand. Those are basic needs. Next to safety. You know why people's first reaction to them is, do you have a job? Get a job? Because that's the next step. Like, okay, cool. You've eaten today. You've had shelter for today. You've had water for today. You have clothes on your back. Well, then the next thing you need to do is find a job because that's the next natural step. When you hear someone cry and talking about, I don't feel safe for myself and my babies, we're sleeping in the car, again, it pulls on your heartstrings because we all know what it feels like to not be safe. We all may have had a time where we got fired or laid off, or somebody we know went through that. So we immediately know what it feels like. We can connect on that level. So you aren't, and when I say you, I mean the general public. You're not just being fooled on the basis of exactly what they're asking for. You are being psychologically manipulated. And I don't even know if they know what they're doing, but they know when they get the most money. So they stick with it. And what that is their basic needs. Oh, yeah, it's a pull on your heartstrings. Let's take it up one further. What do we ask a lot of people? You don't have any family or friends that can help you? Where's your significant other? Why are they allowing you to be in this situation? Where's your family at? There's nobody in your life that can help you? Why are you asking strangers? Like, you mean to tell me your mama and your daddy know you're struggling and they gonna let you get on here and struggle and beg for money? And let's go up to esteem. What do we say? You have no self-esteem whatsoever? You don't have no respect for your life, what you look like, how you're presenting yourself? Now, when you don't know what you're going to eat tomorrow, you're not thinking about your self-esteem. That goes out the window. You have to have the bottom building blocks to get to a place where who you are as a person matters. But when you don't have food, you're not thinking about how you look to the rest of the world. You're hungry. Forget about self-actualization. Like, let's not even talk about blue. Blue does not even factor in the equation. But I show you this to get you to understand that people cannot move up the pyramid until they fulfill the bottom. So when you're evaluating whether or not somebody needs assistance, you need to figure out where on the scale they are. But then you also equally need to determine, do they stay there? Like, Lisa's addiction is why she is where she is. So no amount of money you give her is going to change that. She has made a choice to be there. So if someone is determined to be there, why are you giving her your money? She's never going to go to the next round. Think about all of the times that she said that her safety was compromised. We heard it in one of the phone calls that Kim Rea recorded, where they thought she stole something and they rolled up on her and didn't care. You think she doesn't constantly, every time she would walk from her apartment across to the DD's apartment, you think she didn't put her safety at risk, but did she care? No. Because a part of her basic need is to fly high as a kite for the few seconds that it does. That's her her bottom red. That's her priority. I need y'all to raise your consciousness and see beyond just what's sitting in front of you and get a grasp and an understanding of what's really behind why what happens. There is psychology behind why people feel the need to assist when we look at them and be like, are you kidding? So our goal is not to create enemies. Our goal is to create allies. So going back and forth with people, having like a major disagreement with someone who doesn't see it the way we do is counterproductive. The goal should be to find common ground. So we agree that they lied about XYZ. We agree that they could have done this, but they did that. We agree until we get to a place where we don't agree. And then we take the common understanding and apply it to that thing. And if they still choose not to see it, well, okay, we know that you want to be willfully ignorant. But that's where we start. We don't start with the argument. We don't get anywhere that way. Okay, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Let's talk about my favorite girl. Anybody see Beyonce's performance on Christmas Day? It was beautiful. I wish she had done some other songs, but who am I? Let's talk about my favorite girl, Amanda's. So now, over a week ago, she told everybody that if she got what I think it was $50, she could stay through Christmas. Those were her words. And, you know, people were in and out of the live saying stuff. Excuse me, I need to drink some water. I've been talking for a long time. People were talking back and forth. And she got somebody named Papa Trano. I wrote it down to give her the money. And she was so thankful. And people crack me up because they'll be like, we'll see you tomorrow. And she's like, no, you won't. I have only been on live 7 times this month. 7 times too many, man. They kill me. They act like because they didn't ask every day that they've done something great. Okay. So you get the money. You are recorded with Frank at the store getting the money. And you still try to deny it when you come back asking for more money. When she came back asking for more money, people were like, I thought you said that it would take you through Christmas. And she was like, I didn't say that. And people were like, yes, you did. And she was like, no, I said possibly. I almost just cursed. No, you didn't say anything about a possibly. When do Amanda say possibly? Because she wants to stand 10 toes down. So she says it in a way that it's a guarantee. And then comes back later with the, well, I didn't know. Her new thing is everything takes time. Girl, bye. Remember when she was meeting with a caseworker to get into the shelter? Didn't she make it sound like as soon as she had her interview, she'd be in there in less than 2 minutes? And I remember thinking to myself, like, shelter beds do not come available overnight. Unless it's a big shelter. Which she claimed she was in Portland. Now I doubt she was ever in that homeless shelter. But that's neither here nor there. So she comes back and is like, it's going to be 1 degree and I need to pay her $50 in order to stay. And when people are like, well, you said you could stay through Christmas. No, I can't. And she won't work with me. And everybody's like, yo, if this is a friend, your friend won't let you stay until you get your money on the first? Like, what friend does that? Everybody like the live, please. Anyway, she's like, she's an acquaintance. Which one is it? Is she a friend or an acquaintance? Wait, I'm going to get there, Erica. I ain't got to that part yet. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a backstory so that people understand how we got to where we are. So now she's demanding more money. And even though you've given her money over the last couple of weeks, she's demanding it like Christmas Eve, or was it Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Whatever it was. It must have been Christmas Eve. And she's crying, and y'all know how I feel about them big, beautiful blue eyes. That's all it takes. And people feel bad, and they gave her the money. And that should have been enough, that $50, which was supposed to include food, even though she went back and got $23 in food stamps, which I don't believe, by the way. I don't believe it's only $23. Unless she was caught scamming, and that's all they're willing to give her. But usually when you're caught scamming, they don't give you nothing. And she went to the food pantry. But this $50 was supposed to include food. Now, when people said that they saw her at the store with Frank, she was like, it must have been a mirage because it wasn't me. Girl, do we look stupid? We know you are, but do we look stupid? But okay. Then she gets on yesterday. Wait, I'm sorry. The day before Christmas. So whatever she asked for that money must have been 2 days before Christmas. Because the day before Christmas, she comes on and asks for cab fare. That somebody, excuse me, wow, I wasn't expecting that yawn. I apologize. Somebody bought her kids Christmas gifts, and she needed a cab ride to get from where she was to pick up the gifts and then to drop them off at her mother's house so that the kid's father could pick them up. And what did she do? She cried and was like, please help me. I don't want to be any more of a failure than I already am. What? You think giving your kids, who are 13 and 15, by the way, we are not talking about babies, okay? We're not talking about little kids. 13 and 15. They can't wait until their mother gets the money together? You are already a disappointment. What do you mean you don't want to be a disappointment? You already are. But it was so urgent that you get those presents. Be for real, y'all. Any grown adult who can't pull it together on time has absolutely no problem saying to their 13 and 15-year-old, listen, I got something coming for you. I can't get it until the 1st. They don't care when they get to open a present if they get to open a present. But of course, you didn't put your money towards, not only did you not put your money towards the gift, you wanted chat to pay for you to get there and get back. Be for real. But my thing is this. This is how I got blocked though. Because I was like, I thought you said you didn't have anybody. What you mean you dropping them off at your mother's house? Anytime anybody asks you about friends or family, you say you have no one. But you could bring presents to your mother's house and then he could come there and pick them up. Why can't he pick them up then? If it's so important to you that they get the gifts on Christmas, why didn't you just have their father go and pick them up? So now I don't believe the story at all. I believe it was another money grab. Again, they figured out, hey, how can we get more money? Tell them we need to go pick up gifts for the kids. And of course, people feel naturally inclined to want her kids to have a Christmas, even if it didn't come from her. Y'all make it make sense. And then, after all of that, She had a nerve to come on last night and say that a shelter bed came open. She, of course, had the deadline of midnight to get there. Now, I know shelters have some strict rules, but if you're homeless and you're staying wherever you can stay, the homeless shelter doesn't understand that they called you at 8 o'clock at night and said you had until midnight to get there, or they were going to give the bed away. Always a deadline with Amanda. Always a deadline. And we're back to asking for taxi money. That used to be her grift all the time. I need a taxi to go here. I need a taxi to go here. That was her entire grift. And now we're back to using that. That's what, the second or third time she's used it. Because remember, she needed money to give a friend to give her a ride to the attorney's office. What friend is that? What kind of friend is that? And then she tried to say that she needed to go to the shelter because her sobriety is important and she was at risk of losing it. You want to know what I think? She don't want to know what I think, but you want to know what I think? No, she didn't go to court because she claimed she didn't have the money to get there. But again, Amanda will ask for anything if she needs it or not. So you mean to tell me when she was asking for money to be able to stay there, she wasn't like, I have to go to court too, I need that money too? Be for real. Anyway, I think that she thinks that the only way she is truly going to get rid of Frank is if she goes in the shelter, because he can't go with her. They have a woman's side and a man's side. Never should they mix. A woman and children, I should say. And I also think she knows that she will qualify for housing much faster being in an established homeless community like a shelter than she would by couch surfing. And whatever money she gets now, she no longer has to split with anybody. That's my theory. Anybody else have another theory? Come up and tell me. I love the crying with no tears. Oh, she can throw some tears out there. Them eyes, she is good. I mean, Academy Award winning good. We got somebody that want to come up.
Hi.
Morning.
Yeah, I've seen Amanda for the last 3 years on here. I watched her go through an apartment that she said she had to move into because of Frank, yet she moved into the same apartment because Ghost busted her, which is the Penny Fairy, with the same pictures and the same window in the background when she was on live one day from the old apartment.
Uh-huh.
And last night, if you noticed, she had the same picture in the background as she did a week ago.
Yep.
And she's busted all the time.
I'm starting
They got
to think
pictures.
that's the hotel.
Yeah, they got pictures of Frank with her and everything. I still think she has her apartment and she's just begging for money. She did this before. She said her Social Security check last year didn't come in because someone reported her and she needed money every day and people were giving her money. And then she said she needed money for her Christmas gifts. And guess what? The kids don't even talk to her.
Right.
The kids don't want nothing to do with her. And that's it's Frank. I mean, that one lady. If you go to Ghost and watch it, or the Penny Fairy, and watch his videos, he busted her with Frank outside of apartment building, and she was begging, and Frank was in the thing blocking people. And the lady walked right up to him and said, "Hey, Amanda, did you need anything?" She's like, "Oh, no, no, no." And then when she walked by, she goes, "Hi, Frank," like that, and he just looked at her, he was in his jogging pants and coat, and he was on the phone too. And Ghost busted both of them. This lady did that lives in the same town. It was just ridiculous.
Oh, I saw that. That was great.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was.
Awesome.
But she's been doing this. She was under another name 2 years ago. And it was not Amanda. It was something else. Ghost could tell you it. But she was doing this. She's been doing this for like 3 years on TikTok. And it's ridiculous. It is. And she's in the same apartment. Don't let her fool you. Yeah, she just changes things. And then she said she was in a room, renting a room. When her apartment, she used to cook things and everything and all this other stuff, and ask
Yeah,
people
she
for
would do
money.
cooking videos, I heard.
Yes, she did cooking videos of stuff in her apartment. Yet when she got kicked out, it was a room that she was renting. Okay, well, if you're renting a room and you get kicked out, none of her story makes any sense. And there is Ubers in this town.
Yeah, of course there are.
Yeah, there's Ubers, and there's
But
there's
she
Ubers in this
says
town.
that she uses the cab because the cab doesn't accept payment over the phone or credit cards. You got it. That's legitimate. I've called myself because I didn't believe that story. I'm like, what cab company doesn't take cards now? Like, you talking about ass backwards? You know how much money, much more money you can make accepting a card, but they don't want to do it, so they can only accept cash. Now, do I think that's gonna stay that way for much longer? No, because they're going to lose money to Lyfts and Ubers because people can use cards.
Right. She just wants some money. She's been doing this for so long. She's a pro at it. If you ever notice, as soon as she gets some money, she's off the air.
Oh
She
yeah,
never
she's
comes. She
done.
never comes on and tells anybody
Oh wait,
anything.
what's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, and that
Hold on,
she
hold
don't.
on.
Um she doesn't get in contact with her people in her life that support her. Like stay on for a while or come back and say, "Hey, I'm at this room" or something. But if you ever notice her background, it's always the same. Always the
Ha-
same, unless she's out somewhere. But just notice the pictures. That's how Ghost busted her. And that he said the same thing. He said, look at the picture on the right hand side and look at the window right there where she's sitting. And when they started noticing that, then she shifted herself to another side, just like
Yeah,
last night. As soon as someone said something about the picture, she shifted the camera around to where you couldn't see the picture no more.
yeah, I agree with you. Hi, berries. I'm
Good
sorry.
morning. How's
Good
everybody
morning.
doing?
And people
Great.
want to know, yes,
I just
Ghost.
want to debunk a little misinformation that's going on in the chat. Amanda does not have an apartment. She is living with a woman. Her and Frank are living with a woman named Catherine McDonough. They have been for about a month.
Yeah, because they got kicked out of Frank's mama's house.
Exactly, because Amanda didn't go to court, so Frank's mom got the RO granted. That's the reason she wanted to go to court, was she said she had all this evidence proving she didn't do what was
Right. And she said Frank would be
alleged.
her witness.
So
Right. So they
yeah.
had to move out. Also, the first time I saw Amanda Bowden on this app begging was June of 23.
Yeah, she was way
She's
before
been
that.
begging for 3 years.
Yeah, that's Ghost. She was under a different name. He knows the name. And that, which is the Penny Fairy. The Penny Fairy is Ghost. He does the
Yeah,
Penny
I know
Fairy.
that. I've been working with Ghost way before he was Penny Fairy. This
Right.
is my third account, guys. I'm working on my third account organically.
Yeah.
So I've been following Amanda for a long time, but I didn't know she was begging on here for more than 3 years. I've watched all of Ghost's videos about her, and I know when she was the very first time she battled was with Lisa, like in 2023, but I didn't know she had been begging on here for 3 years. I thought she started in June of 23 when she started begging. First, it was car parts for Frank, and then it was gas for Frank to get to work, and then it was medicine, and then it was the Mylanta scandal. I mean,
Hold on,
I didn't know
y'all. I
she
want to
was
read
begging
something
before
to you.
that.
I want to read something to you, and bear with me. It's a little long, but somebody was replying to somebody on Facebook, and this is what they said. They said, Hope you're ready for court tomorrow. It's funny. My mom actually agreed to drop the protection order on you. Only stipulation was that you would not come back to her house. She even agreed to let you come by one time with an officer to get your belongings, but that wasn't good enough for you. You want it dropped so you and Frank can come back and sleep all day in her apartment. You're lucky she helped you as long as she did. She could have lost her apartment for you two. You had an apartment, but you chose not to pay your rent while Frank was in jail. You were caught by the apartment manager smoking crack in your apartment. They even tried to help you and gave you a chance to make payments to get caught up on your rent. But nope, the rack was more important. The whole time you squatted at my mother's house, you never offered to pay $1 in rent to show appreciation for letting you stay there. Now you expect people to believe you're begging for money to pay rent? Get the F out of here. You're trash, always been trash, always gonna be trash.
Yep.
And then he went on to say, wow, I can't believe I just seen this. You snaggletooth rack fiend junkie ass cunt. Anyone who knows me knows the truth. I work 6 to 7 days a week taking care of your sister's autistic son, my mother, and I also do things for your mother, you junky ass piece of ish. Even though I hate you with every ounce of my being, I still have even bought food and cigarettes for my mother to give to you and Frank because I care, because I have an effing heart. You are the most deceiving piece of ish I have ever met. You're just justice because I stood up for my mother and got you out of her house. Your sister and your mother don't even want anything to do with you. Even though I hate you, I still wish the best for you and my brother. I know what it's like to be controlled by rugs. Thanks to family, friends, and God, I am still here and doing great. If anyone on here wants to know the truth, feel free to reach out. That was from Frank's brother.
So are they living with Frank's mom?
Not anymore because she assaulted her, is my understanding. And Frank's mom called the cops. They left before the cops got there. But then she got what's the word I'm looking for? The mother requested a protection order. And she was like, I can't let this, I have to get to court because that's not what happened. And I have digital proof and blah, blah, blah. But when you needed to get to court, you didn't go.
Yeah, good old Howard wrote that, and from what I understand, it was Howard. I talked to Amanda's mom. I've been talking to her mom for over a year. She reached out to me on Facebook because I posted something about Amanda on my Scammer Stopper,
Good.
and that's my account on Facebook. And she reached out to me, and I've been talking to her for over a year. And it was Howard that convinced his mother, Marcia, to do the RO. So yeah, Howard's a good guy.
Oh yeah, I could tell, but because he even says, as much as I hate you, I've done X, Y, and Z. I want to see nothing but the best for you, but I'm sick of what it is that you do, and that's why I read it. I know it has some kind of rough patches in it, but that's not me. That's not Penny Fairy. That's not any of us who are on the outside looking in. That's somebody on the inside telling all of us on the outside that you're accurate about what you think and what you say. And it's probably even worse than what we know because we aren't there.
Right.
She's
And
smart.
Oh, one other thing I'd like to read. I did a little research, and on forgive me, I don't have the year, so you're gonna have to forgive me. But on a Tuesday, September 2nd, Miss Amanda, who was 34 at the time, so this is some years back, I'm not going to reveal the address, was issued a summons for acquiring rugs by deception following a report of larceny, forgery, fraud on Main Street at 841. Let me find that. On September the 20th, again, some years ago, she was summoned, she was 38, on a charge of theft by unauthorized taking or transfer. I wonder if that was the Walmart one.
Probably.
March 17th, a Friday, again, some years ago, she was 36, was arrested for theft by deception, unlawfully possessing scheduled rugs, and violating conditions of release following a report of shoplifting at a Main Street business.
Yeah.
Walmart?
Yeah, she's banned from that store for life. And anytime anybody ever says anything about Walmart, she says, I can't do a Walmart pickup.
Correct.
Yeah, that's why.
Because of that.
What she did, she was stealing. Now, she'll tell you she was stealing food to feed her children.
She didn't
The
even have
truth
kids at the
is,
time. She didn't have kids
she
at the
was
time.
she was stealing birthday presents for her mother. And she got busted. And she's banned from Walmart. Now, she'll say she's not banned from Shaw's, but her mother says differently. Shaw's is the store she was stealing from when she was stealing the birthday presents.
Wow. Okay, here's another one. She again was 36. She was issued a summons charging possession of a suspended license and 2 counts of violating conditions of release. That was at April 22nd. Let's find another one. Oh, wait. By the way, if anybody wants to look this up to verify, it's the Sanford police log from the Press Herald. Let's see. This one is from December 13th, 2017. Arrested and charged with theft by deception. Wait, is that the same one? Unlawful possession of a scheduled rug? That might be the same one. But I just want y'all to be aware that her and police interaction have been happening for a long time. And that's just what I literally pulled up by putting her name in the search bar.
Yeah, anybody know about the car? Is there a car?
There is no car.
I didn't think so.
Now, the rumors fly and misinformation flies, and none of us really know for sure, but the alleged story is she got a picture off a car off Craigslist where people had like several pictures of one car, like where the battery, where the hood was up and the odometer and everything. And a guy actually showed up in her chat one night saying, why are you using a picture of my car? But when you see her like when she went live and she was in the car, she was in Marsha's car. She even showed like, here I am in my car video, and it's Marsha's car because we have video of Marsha in her car.
One was a
We have
Jeep.
pictures from Facebook of Marsha's car.
Wasn't the what do you call that? The steering wheel, wasn't it labeled a Jeep, and then the other one was another type of car?
One is a Nissan Altima,
Nissan.
and the other one was a not an Altima, whatever another Nissan type vehicle is.
You know how I knew she was lying? Because anybody who gets a car, whether it's
Centra,
real
thank
or
you,
not,
Scapegoat. I knew
they
somebody
get-
come in here knowing what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. Anybody who gets a car, new or old, the first thing you do is jump in the car and take photos. All of her photos were of the car, never her hand, never her in it, nothing. I knew immediately we are talking about a scam. Then when she showed one thing and then it needed this and that, the odometers were off. She claimed that she had filled it with gas that she got from chat, that car was still on E. She literally pulled pictures off the internet. And this was the other part. She admitted to this lie. But what she said to us was the person giving her the car had it insured and registered until the end of the year.
Right.
When she claims the car got taken, she then admitted that she used her entire check to insure the car, but she didn't have enough to register it. So it was insured but not registered. But you told us it was registered and insured through the end
Exactly.
of the year. So
Yeah.
you are already admitting that you're lying.
Yeah. Amanda slips up with herself all the time. And
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
you know, and that's the beauty for these scammers is, and I say this all the time, and I know it gets old, but this is the truth. There are 50 million Americans on TikTok every single day.
Yep.
They're going to get someone who's never seen them before. They're gullible. They're lonely. They're vulnerable. They're going to feel sorry for her and these other scammers, and they're going to give her money, and they're going to move on, and they may never see her again on a live.
I always say that she's just looking for 5 new people.
Yeah, that's all any of them are looking for is 5 new people.
500 that know who she is and what she's talking about. She's only looking for 5 people who don't know.
Yeah, and that's why I implore people, look, all of us who are in this live, we all know what we're talking about and what to look for, but when you come into someone's live and they're tugging at your heartstrings and they're really getting in your emotions, it takes 2 seconds to back out of that live, do a little research, and then you can base on whether you want to give money. But people are in the moment. They're in the emotion. They don't think about that when they're throwing money at somebody because they're feeling sorry for them.
Wasn't it the girl last night, Lizzie? Wasn't the girl last night Lizzie or something that gave her the money?
I didn't write it down. I usually do, but I was tired, and so I didn't. But people said, and there might be somebody in here, but there was somebody in a live, and I thought they were gonna give money to Amanda, and I sent a message, and I don't know if she's here because she says she listens to my lives, but she will tell you that the way I approach, I first introduce myself. Hi, I'm Digital. I was in a live with you. I saw that you were considering giving such and such money. You're in
there she is right there. There's the girl right there that you texted. She said, that's me.
Oh, can you come up real quick?
She's in your live.
Can you come up real quick and just tell them how I send messages? Good morning.
Morning.
Thank
Hello,
you for
good morning.
willing to come up. So
yes, that was me.
How the message went, if to your recollection.
You was telling me that that she had got SSI and she had previously got funds and basically she was scamming.
Was I mean?
But it was a long message. I just don't remember the whole thing. But I was like, oh, I know, Amanda. I'm just trolling her.
Right. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is I introduced myself. I said that she was a scammer. I always say you are an adult. You're able to do whatever it is that you want with your money. But I just don't want you to get scammed. And if you look her up on TikTok or Facebook on the Wall of Shame, you'll see who she really is. And I'm only reiterating that because it's how I want everybody to do it. Going in their accounts and being like, "Are you stupid?" I saw someone put a post together. They called out a bunch of people who gave Amanda gifts, and they're like, if your whatever is going to be the thing that unalives her, you think that's not going to make people want to give money more? It is.
Right.
We were allies, not enemies. And again, I sent that to her not knowing that she was trolling her. I thought it was a legit thing. And so I'm
Right.
trying to protect her
Yeah,
from
that was a
being.
nice message, you know.
It was long, I know. I've learned to shorten it. It was a
So,
Yeah, I was
long.
like, did you copy and paste that or you typed
No,
that quick?
I typed that as I was saying it to you. I
so
I
let's
have in my head what I
Uh-huh.
want to say, but I literally typed that. I did not copy and paste it. I don't have that saved anywhere.
so
I,
so
I do. I have a template that I use, and it basically says Amanda Bowden is a well known scammer. You can do your research. There's proof everywhere. Just type in her name. Please don't give money to her. She's in active addiction. Thank you very much. Sorry to bother you. That's
so
what I
Joe,
do.
Hmm.
what made you want to give her money? I mean, what attracted you to giving her money? Tell me.
Oh, nobody on here wanted to give her money.
She
She was
said she
There's
was
on
just
no one
Oh,
trolling.
here.
no, no, no. No, I didn't want to give her any money, but I was on a panel with Charnay and Asia, and I did give them money. And after like a couple months, I figured, I said, wait a minute, they're not doing nothing with themselves, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I caught on. I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. So, I know about all the scammers now, what they do, how they pull at your hearts, everything.
Yeah. And again, I tell people all the time, there was a moment in time where you were new to the scammers. So, how did you want to be
Right,
treated when you first came on? Because if you don't know, you don't. That's the saying. You don't know what you don't know. We can't assume that people know what we know because there was a time we didn't know.
right. Right.
And
Yeah,
But
with
she
them,
important that we
I thought they
see.
were gonna go to work, I thought, they was just homeless and they was gonna move on and, do good and everything. But as the months went on, I'm like, wait a minute, they're not doing anything. And I had gave them like 500 and something dollars, but it was within the 2 months. So, I learned my lesson. I
Right.
can't stand none of the beggars. I can't stand them.
Me neither. And just for the record, to me, and I know that this is sanctioned by TikTok, but to me, the battles is just begging because they be
Hmm.
like, help me win. I mean, come on, guys, don't let them beat us. I need a galaxy. I need this. The only person making money is the person you're sending gifts to. You don't, what do
Right.
you get out of them winning? I just want to
And
know.
they scam all day. And I put on one of her posts, I said, you need to go to rehab. And they gave me a warning and I appealed it and they said no. So if I get another one, they said they're gonna take my page. But they can go on there and cuss people out and do
Right.
everything else.
Well, I just
And I'm
the
like,
violations that I just got. I am going
hmm,
to reach out to TikTok and I'm gonna say they can get on here and violate your guidelines every
right,
day,
by
and I
begging.
talk about it. And my account is the account you come after.
Right. So I didn't understand that. I was like, okay, so I'll just troll you then.
Wait, what does
You
Scam
know,
Master say?
Jeffree Star made $11,000 last night.
of course.
Well, and
Wow.
that's what a lot of it with TikTok, like I said earlier, with these scammers and these battlers and these people that are already filthy freaking rich,
hmm,
these vulnerable, lonely people want someone to say, "Oh, thank you so and so for the
Uh
heart.
huh.
I love you." It makes them feel special. As
It's
dumb as
called
that
the.
sounds, to me it
hmm.
does. In my personal opinion, I don't give a shit. But some people thrive off that crap.
It's
Just like
called the
with Ashley
parasocial
Trevino right now and
relationship.
Adriel Sigler.
Wait, is this it?
People are throwing her money because they want attention.
Hmm.
No, I'm
But
So
trying.
after
what?
a while, you can see the pattern. You can see how they're scamming. You can see they're not improving. You can see they're not doing anything with themselves. You know,
Yeah, exactly. And it's frustrating because they keep
that's like
saying, oh,
With
well,
Maggie last night. What with Maggie this morning? She was collecting what $25, and it took her 3 hours, but she still had two mods in there. And I'm like, haven't you guys seen everything that's going on yet?
Right.
they don't care.
Nope.
They don't
Yeah,
care.
she
I
said
can't
she just,
find it.
and I
But
sent her a message too.
it's called a parasocial relationship, where it's
Yes.
one sided, and they think that in their mind they're in a relationship with this person, and especially when they're like, you're my family, thank you, my family, you guys are always here and I love you so much, and they get off and they feel good. That person doesn't remember your name, your face, nothing. All they know is that their
Oh
bank
yeah,
account got bigger. That's it.
yeah.
Oh, Windwalkers, of course, live, y'all. Ah,
I think
Oh
the
yeah,
worst
with
one on
Charnay and
here.
Asia, they just took my name through the dirt. They cussed me
because you
out,
stopped giving
everything.
money.
Right. They cussed me out on Instagram, everywhere.
I think the worst one on here is Swiss Roll Kim. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, she's
Oh, I talked
awful.
about Kim. I talked about Kim a little while ago. She's one of the worst. And the fact that she was in that hotel room telling people that they were jealous of her being in that hotel room after she put up a fake eviction and
Yeah.
asked for
And
$800.
just laughing in people's face.
Yep.
Did you see? Did you
How
see?
can you mob
All
for
for
her after that?
all for one exposed her shoes that she bought for that lady. The slip-on black ones and
Uh
that she
huh.
bought. Yeah, all for one had pictures of it in her hotel room.
Uh huh. I was in that live last night. You think I was in that live taking notes? Sure.
Yep.
You know what I said earlier? You guys might not have been in here then. I said she claimed she was getting money. I mean, she was getting money to give gifts to a woman and her two sons. You know
Yep.
who I think that was? I think that was her and her two cats. Watch, her cat's gonna have new toys. That's what was wrapped up in those boxes. What she
Mm.
wanted to give herself and what she wanted to give her two cats. Watch and see. She better hope that bird is alive when she get back there.
That's what I was about to say. I was going to say she left those animals home alone, unattended. I hope that bird is still there.
The cats are okay for a couple of days. I've left
Yeah,
my cats
sure.
for a couple of days, but alone with a bird that they've already unalived another bird, no ma'am. And who
So
knows
she's
if
trying to
she's
collect
eating
for
their
rent,
food and water?
and then she's in a hotel.
Uh-huh. A nice
Yes.
one at a casino.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
she's at a
begging for
casino.
money to eat. What you mean? These
Wow,
people that already gave you money enough for you to go to a hotel for two
a lot of
nights
money.
to meet a man that you claim was a first date and he stood you up. But now you want the very same people to pay for you to eat because you're hungry after you just ate 2 hours ago? And you're
And
going to
how can you
say,
go to
I
a
guess I need to
hotel
drink
with no
water.
food?
She's a
I don't
liar,
know.
yo.
She's
A
just
big
she's
liar.
terrible. She's terrible. I
One of
So
remember
the
is
when
she
she
worst.
gambling too?
Some people
I
think
think there
she
was,
was.
someone said on a Reddit thread that there was a bingo tournament,
Oh, like
a
Maggie likes
Christmas
to gamble.
bingo tournament or something like that. You can look it up. I mean, the name of the, I'm not going to give it out here, but it's all over the place on TikTok where she's at. So,
Uh-huh. She
um,
doxed herself. She told
yeah,
us
she
in the
sure
live
did.
where she was.
Well, and anybody, when you're walking around a hotel room, people can take screenshots and Google reverse image that crap and it'll show you where you're at.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
hotels are generic. They may all kind of look the same depending on where you are, but you know what I
Yeah, but
mean?
if
It'll
you're
give
able
you
to
an
put
idea
in,
of,
because she said she was in Wisconsin. Again, she doxed herself. She told enough information. She told what hotel and where she was. That's real easy to figure out.
yeah.
It's real easy to figure out. And again, the reason why people used to get away with fraud like this before and for so long is they didn't post everything on social media. There was no social media to post. If you wanted pictures of yourself in a hotel room that you scammed to get, you had the little click camera click and you had to bring it to CVS. You know, there used to be photo labs, but then it became
Right.
you brought it to CVS to get the film developed, and that was how you had memories. You didn't have social media to walk around the room and tell people they're jealous of you.
I know. Oh, I am not jealous of that thing. Let me tell you.
She
Yeah,
has
it's out of hand.
nothing,
I get
nothing
so
to be
mad.
jealous of.
And
But here's,
when she can't eat, she's like, I ain't got no food. And then all of a sudden, she got a lot of food.
I was saying this earlier to myself this morning when I was getting up. I don't know why I was thinking of Kim, but I was. But Kim is all about instant gratification. Kim
Uh-huh.
wants happiness right then, right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Because nothing will fill the void that is inside that woman.
Yes.
She has to keep trying to fill it and keep trying to fill it to be happy. And as soon as that little happy buzz goes away, she's in search of the next one.
She is addicted to food.
She's
Yeah.
addicted to food and shopping. A lot of people say
Right.
drugs are involved. I don't
I don't
see
think
it.
so. I
She
don't think
drinks
so.
occasionally, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't
Well, do
either.
you
I
guys
think
remember when
but an addiction to food is just as bad as an addiction to drugs, even worse because food is a necessity. How do you
right?
turn
Absolutely.
off the addiction to the thing you need to survive?
Yeah, and it's
It's
a
more
slow
insidious.
unaliving, you know. She's
Right.
just going to keep eating and eating and eating until one day she's not going to be here anymore.
And you would think
Wow.
the diagnosis of diabetes would make a difference, but it takes a while for some people to connect. People are like, I don't think she's diabetic because of the way she eats. Not everybody diagnosed with diabetes is able to just switch up. And if her addiction to food is there, then she needs a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist to help her get over that because she's never going to let it go until she learns to no longer be addicted to food. She's also addicted to the attention.
Yep.
She is addicted to the beg. She begs, I think, even when she doesn't need to, because she needs to constantly get that self gratification of people love me because that's what she said last
I
night.
think
She
she's
was like,
lonely, very
nobody
lonely,
loves me. Nobody
very
loves me.
lonely.
Yeah, she is.
She's very lonely. You could
Well,
tell.
she burns every bridge she has. Her mom
Hmm.
wants nothing to do with her. The only one she's got's her skeezy, shifty brother,
Who
and
is really her brother, by the way.
Is that her brother, really? Or
No.
it's a half brother. They share one parent.
Mm.
I remember gambling. They used to gamble on this app, and it was against the guidelines, and they stopped them from doing that. But this is, against the guidelines too. But they let them keep doing it
Because
Yeah,
the
it's
gifts come in.
tricky.
That's why.
because
The
of them
gifts
gifts,
come
huh?
in. And
Yeah.
even if TikTok knows that some of the money is going to them directly, she
Hmm.
makes sure she asks for gifts because then TikTok gets their cut.
Oh,
That's
That's
the
why
reason why
TikTok
so
gifts
don't do
sad.
became
nothing.
a
Yep.
thing. Gifts became a thing because, like me, if someone sends me a gift, right, whatever you pay for it, TikTok gets 60% of it.
Right.
So even though
Yeah.
I don't
TikTok is
take
kind of
it out,
greedy.
yeah, even though now there are some people who are large enough that it's like a 50-50 split, but somebody like me, they get
Hmm.
60 for every 10 cents. They get 60 of, oh no, let's say for $1. For every dollar, they get 60 cents, I get 40 cents. And I just exchange it and give it away to
Yeah.
other creators. That's what we tend to do.
And her
But
rent
like
is
I
not.
said to somebody, I don't just wake up in the morning and be like, hey, I'm just going to start talking. No, I am in lives. I'm watching recordings. I'm doing research. I believe in raising the consciousness. So I'm doing research that's even further beyond just watching them. This is work. This isn't like I sit around and I don't do nothing all day and then I get up here and talk for 3 hours. I wouldn't be able to
Right.
talk for 3 hours with the amount of time and energy and everything. None of us would. That's why it requires the entire community. If I had to do
Yeah.
all of this by myself, I wouldn't be able to. So you get a little
But the
bit from
awareness
this
pages
person and a
are
little bit
working.
from
They
that
are
person.
working.
Say that again.
I said the awareness pages are working.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
it's
Yeah.
work. I didn't know how much until I started going live. Like it was easy to just watch a few, go into some other lives, talk about it a little bit, and then go back to my television. But no, this is work.
Well, you can
Oh
tell
yeah.
because in these lives you're doing, I've even watched your comments, and people have said, "Oh, I've given her money. Oh, I've given her money." Now they know not to give her money, so it is
Right.
working.
Right.
I
It's
mean, one
working.
person, two people, whatever. As long as they don't get the money, they are fine. Sorry about
Right.
your loss and everything, but it's like, don't give them no money. I mean, really, and that All for One and all them people have resources.
Right. And that's another red flag. If you say anything to him about resources, I had one guy, Nick Wright. It was my first time seeing him, and he sounded like he was in a desperate situation. And so I was like, "Have you heard about All for One? He has resources." And he was like, "We don't say that name in my live." And he blocked and muted me.
They
I
need
didn't
to
say
take that
nothing
block
else.
button away. They need to take that away. You should be able to say whatever you want to say to them. They can say whatever they want to say to you.
Right. And I don't block him. You can say whatever you want. I could care less.
That's the way. If I go live,
Unless
that's
you
the way I
feed
am.
me,
But I'm
funds
private.
me, or F me, I don't care about what your opinion is about me. So I don't understand
Yeah.
why they get so butthurt.
And all these ways
And
to give money, my lord, PayPal, Cash App, blah 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 blah. And then they say you can't put your Cash App in your live, and everybody has their Cash App in their
Uh
live. It's
huh.
supposed to be against their rules, and
Uh
no, it
huh.
isn't.
It's
So I
in the
tell,
bio. It's on the sticker. It's in the link tree. Like,
you can look
it
at mine.
doesn't
I don't have
matter.
nothing but my name. That's it.
Me too.
I don't
Even
even
on
have
my
a.
me too.
private account, I don't have my apps of cash up there. For
I don't
what?
have none of that. I have my credit card, I have my bank card, and my AMX. That's it. And they ain't going on TikTok. Let me tell you.
Because y'all, again, and I say this every time, once you give money, it's created a paper trail. And like in the case of Maggie, who can no longer get a cash app because I believe she was accused of fraud, that included apps of cash. I'm sorry. Um, she uses other people's. And like All for One was saying last night, they come around, they're going to ask you where the money came from. And they're not going to care that you gave it to somebody else. They want you to pay taxes on it because it came to you first.
Right.
It's too late.
Yeah. I have a small business, so I get statements like every 3 months from Cash App and Venmo.
Yeah, for your
Right. And you
business.
got to pay taxes on it.
Yes, I have to pay taxes.
And so all these
Oh, they
people
keep
is
they keep
getting
track of
money.
that.
And I'm not talking like $100. I'm talking thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
The federal government is going to want to know where it came from and where it went and why we didn't get our cut.
But you know
Period.
what?
Right.
Do you think these mods are getting any kind of back pay or anything from all this stuff? Because these mods are pretty darn, in like in Kim's life, these mods are pretty much on it. And it's like, they know what she's doing. I don't see
Well,
how
I'm
they
gonna
can
tell you
know.
something. I talked to one of her mods, and I just said, "Hey, I see that kind of the same thing. Hey, I'm digital. I see that you're a mod for Kim. I'm an awareness page, and I just want to understand how you and I could hear the same thing, and you support her, and I don't." And what she said to me was that she knows that Kim lies about 98% of it, but she doesn't like bullies. So I said, "So you've made the calculation that being a bully is worse than being a scammer?" She never responded after that.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of Kim's old mods, a few of them that, and I'm not body shaming or anything, a lot of them can relate to her. They're big, lonely girls.
Uh huh.
And a lot, just like we were talking about Tracy earlier, she uses that sympathy to get money. So does Kim.
Uh
And
huh.
although they block her negative comments, if she sees one, she may not read it, but she will say, I'm getting so many negative comments in here. It's really affecting my mental health. And yeah, get the hell off social media then. But it makes people feel sorry for them and they give her money. So do
Right.
I think some mods get kickbacks? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Do
I
I
do
think
not
too.
Kim's
all of
mods
them.
do? No, I think, you know who I think do? Detroit Nike.
Who?
Detroit Nike. I asked one of his mods, I went into one of his mods, I said, you getting a cut? And she said, leave me alone. I said, you getting a cut? She blocked me.
Yeah, you could tell some of them do get a cut, like with Kiki, Miss Caldwell. I know she's getting a cut.
Huh.
I
Um,
wouldn't doubt it.
Nick, you can find out who mods are. If you look in the chat and you see somebody with little dots next to their name, that's a mod. Now, some mods won't speak up, but you can click on, oh gosh, no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I'm thinking about Reddit because Reddit will tell you who the mods are for a sub, but TikTok won't tell you who someone's mods are, but you
I
just got to
just
look for them in the
watched. They
chat.
have a little symbol at the end of their name. That
Yeah,
tells
they
you
got little
they're a
dots.
mod. And then I just write it down.
Yeah, see, look at Fallon. That's how you find out who a mod is. If they're active in the chat.
Right. Some
Okay,
of
well, you
them-
guys have a good day. I'm gonna step down. I'm gonna be in the comments.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Oh, wait a
Bye-bye.
minute. We at 10 o'clock? Y'all get me every time. Look, I'm going to end at 9:30. And now we're almost at 10 o'clock.
Oops.
That's okay. I love it. So, guys, listen, I will not be back on until Monday. Remember that I'm not going to go live Wednesday, New Year's Day, because hopefully I'm going to be up late New Year's Eve. I don't know, though.
I always fall asleep.
Huh?
I always fall asleep on New Year's Eve for some reason. I'm
Yeah,
65, so I've been through the New Year's partying part.
right. Me too.
I'm
I just
58. I'm still
I can't go to
partying.
New York anymore.
Girl, it'll catch up with you. Don't worry. I party. You know what? A couple years ago, I drank a whole bottle of vodka, and I rolled down a hill. I rolled
Oh,
down a
honey.
hill, and I was like, "Yeah, I felt good." The next day, I went into work. My boss is like, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine." He
I
said, "You
feel
drank that whole
good.
bottle of Sky vodka?" I said, "I sure did, and I enjoyed every minute of it."
I
Oh
know
no,
that's
I party responsibly now because I'm diabetic, I got congestive heart failure, I got I'm having a massive gout flare up right now. It's why I haven't been on a whole lot because I can't hardly hold my phone. It's in my damn wrist.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
gout's pretty. I've
Yeah,
never
gout
had it, but I
sucks.
hear it.
Gout effing sucks. I don't care. It sucks. But yeah, it was good talking to you, Digital. I enjoy your lives. I usually
Oh,
listen to
thank
them
you.
and
Me
nap.
too. I usually just step down and that, but when she was talking about Amanda, it's like, oh, I got to get in that box. That girl's been doing this
Oh,
way too
and I
long.
meant to say this real quick before we get off. There are a couple people in the chat. I don't know if they're still here anymore. We're asking, is Amanda really on rugs? Last year in February, I said December, but last year in February, Amanda was caught with a rack pipe on her bed with all of the outfittings and things that go along with it. So, yes, Amanda has a big problem. And I think Frank is part of the problem because the whole time Frank was in jail, she didn't go live. Not once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I said to them that he's pimping her out. He's the reason
Yep.
why she's on begging for money, and that's why I think she wants to go to the shelter because he can't go with her.
Yep.
Yeah.
She can
I
get
wanted
away
to
from
say,
him.
one of my friends is in here. Hi, Shelly Fox. How are you?
Hi, Shelly.
Oh, we
Yeah,
love Shelly.
if she's still in here, I seen her come in, but I love Shelly. Shelly's been under the, she's a good woman in that, but I tell you, she got took for some money too.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah, it's
Shelly,
been a
I'll
while
be back
ago.
Monday morning at 6:30. I'd love to come in and hear your story because I think other people, hearing that it happened to other people, they won't be so shy about coming forward and saying it happened to me.
Oh,
And it's
about 2
also a
years
good
ago,
warning.
I got took for about 1,200 on here. Yep. It was Debonair and her crew over there, and they just kept it was on the back end. There was about 5 of us girls that were really close to her, and she would message us on the back end, and she'd be like, "Hey, can I borrow $200 or can I borrow 300?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, well, don't tell nobody." And then the same day, because Shaylee's the one that figured all this out, the same day she would text another girl that we were all friends together, but don't tell nobody. and she'd get another couple hundred from her, so she'd get like 400 or 500 a day. And we
Yeah.
all come together, and it was thousands of dollars.
Devon
Wow.
A's a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, well, I used to be in that rabbit hole, and so was
Well,
Shelley.
bless your heart, honey. Bless your heart. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that with true honesty because Devon A was a manipulative woman.
No, I found that out real quick, and that so it's like scam. Yeah, what's her name? Scammy Awards and that. Yeah, she put her up
Emmy
on the
Awards,
list.
yeah. I love
Yeah,
her.
yeah. She questioned me on the back end and that, and I'm like, oh my lord, and that forget it, and that I don't want my money back. I don't need my money back, but you know what? I'm taking everything down, and I'm never spending another penny on TikTok. And that.
Yeah, that's what I say. I give money to people I can feel in touch,
I'll give
or an
money to
agency
my
that's
to my
credible, or an
family.
agency
And my
that's
family don't
credible.
need money, but I'll give money to them before I would or a friend in my hometown
Right.
that I know personally. So, and I got two twin granddaughters, so I'll just give them money,
Oh,
okay?
yeah. Create a trust fund or something.
Yeah, we already did the. I didn't create a trust fund. I did a savings account for them, and then I'm going to switch it over when it makes enough money into like investments
Uh-huh.
because they're not even 2 years old yet, so I got a lot of time to go.
That's wonderful.
But I don't know if Shelly's still in here or not. I love Shelly. I'm like, gosh darn
Okay,
it, Shelly.
well, if you
Shelly's
see
not
her,
there.
tell her I'd love for her to come in and talk about her experience.
Oh yeah, she was with me when all that happened over in Devon's.
Okay.
Where's a bunch
Well,
of us? There's a bunch.
everybody, hug your loved ones. Tomorrow isn't promised. I will see everybody bright and early Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. And you'll see me in some lives and in some yeah, you'll see me in some comment sections.
I'm gonna follow you, and I'm gonna follow Barry's too.
Yeah, I
Okay.
sent you a follow request.
Yeah, I'm private, so I gotta go back at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm always in the live. I go to Mexican Homies Live.
Yeah, me too.
And Samantha, I go to hers, and
I
then
go to everybody's live that I can because, like I said, it requires the community to do this right.
Oh yeah, but you know what's weird is I don't say much in a live, and I listen. I listen a lot, and I watch a lot.
Well, I appreciate you coming in this live.
Heck yeah, you know I'll be back, girl.
Yeah. Okay, everyone have a wonderful day.
Have a
and I
blessed
will
day,
see you
everybody.
all soon.
Happy
Have
New
a
Year's
lovely
to
weekend,
everybody.
everyone.
Happy New Year's. Don't drink too much. I fell down the hill when I drank too much.